I'm going to talk about follow-up now because it has just become so very real to me that doctors who've been in practice for a long time, 5, 10, 15 years, you have contacted so many people in your community and connected with them who had back problems, neck problems, shoulder problems, knee problems, exactly the problems that you treat in your office. And more than likely, you have paid for these leads, either through paid advertising, you did a dinner talk, maybe you did an event. In some cash outlay, you actually received this lead and you paid for this lead. And what happens is the leads, if they don't show up or they don't come in or they don't close, they kind of get, I kind of say, whisked into the trash can, basically is what happens. And then one wants more leads. So send me another lead, send me another lead, send me another lead. So when I look at practices who've been in business for a long time, I'm like, wow, they don't have a trash can this big. They have a garbage truck full of leads that they think is garbage, but it's not. These leads that you've already paid for in the past. So here I want to talk about follow-up, because what should happen, or the ideal scene, is when the lead comes in to your office and they don't show up. Let's say they don't show up, you scheduled them from an event or a dinner talk, or they showed up for a little bit, their first day and decided not to have care, whatever the reason is, and then it gets swiped off into the trash can. That in between of the lead coming in and swiping it to the trash can is where I call follow-up. That is the follow-up process where you actually get the lead in the door. And there's a misconception that when a lead schedules that they're going to come in, and that if they don't come in, they don't want to come in anymore and they're never going to come in again and they're done. That is the misconception. And this is where I want to disabuse you of that misconception. People have problems they're trying to solve, back pain, neck pain, knee pain, whatever it is, they want to solve, and they have a good intention at the time that they schedule to come in. So they have that good intention. See the intention? This is the arrival. And then life gets in the way and knocks them out and they don't arrive. So they still want to solve their problem. They still have the intention to solve their problem. They don't arrive. But what happens in the office many times is the front desk person or the case manager or the marketer or whoever it is just assumes they don't want to come in anymore, and they kind of sweep them off, okay? And if you don't have a CRM, which is a customer relationship management software, to house these leads, they literally just kind of get lost. They're just gone forever, this whole list of people. So when they come in, if you've listened to enough of Grant Cardone, it takes anywhere from 5 to 12 follow-ups to close a person. Well, that philosophy or that thought process can also be applied to getting somebody to arrive, because remember, you have the follow-up to the close, but you also have the follow-up to the schedule. So most clients, when I talk to them, they tell me, their show-up rate is around 50%, 60% of their new patients. Okay, so if they schedule 10 new patients, 5 or 6 show up. The ones who tell me they have 100% show rate are usually the doctors that have 3 or 4 new patients a week scheduled. Well, I'm sorry, but if you only have 3 or 4 new patients a week scheduled, it's not hard to get them to show up. It's when you have 20 or 25 new patients scheduled a week, you start hitting that 50% arrival range is what happens. So if you want to scale your practice at all or grow your practice at all, you got to have more than 3 or 4 new patients scheduled a week. You need to have 10, 15, 20 new patients scheduled a week, which brings in that problem of follow-up or the trash can. So what happens is when you have 3 or 4 new patients a week scheduled, it's very easy for your staff to hunt them down, chase them down, find them, do whatever it takes to bring them in. When it starts to be 10 new ones, 15, 20 new ones on the schedule each week, and 10 of them are showing up, everybody feels great because 10 new patients showed up. But the opportunity of the other 10 got lost because it got pushed into the trash can. And so if you can just think with that, everybody who has ever scheduled on your schedule in the last 3, 4, 10 years was an opportunity that was missed if they got tossed into the trash can. And more than likely, I'm going to just put a pin in it, more than likely 70% of those leads are still walking around with the same problem. We know what the system looks like out there. It doesn't actually solve anything. So they're probably still walking around the same problem, still searching for a solution.